Okay, for this particular problem, again, I'm trying to solve trig equations here, and this is one, again, I'm always asking, can I factor or should I try to solve? This particular one isn't your typical factoring where I have, my two sets of binomials here. Fix my pen. Because I don't even have three terms, and I don't see a squared anywhere up here, so that's not going to work. But I do notice that each of these terms here contains cosine of x. So I can pull cosine of x out. So I get cosine of x on the outside. The first term's easy to identify visually, that I'm left with sine of x. But the second term, here's where most people mess up. They forget if I pull a cosine out of this right here, it doesn't just disappear. I have to have something in its spot. Now, I do a quick little mental check. If I were to go backwards and distribute, would that produce cosine times sine? Yes, it would. Would that produce negative cosine? Yes, it would. Now, again, I'm asking, do I solve? Do I factor? You'll notice I don't even see it squared in here, so this wouldn't factor in this point. So the only thing I can do is solve. And I'm going to go ahead and split this up. On the left side, I say, when does cosine of x equal 0? Because it's on the outside. Nothing more I can do to this problem. And on the right side, when does sine of x minus 1 equal 0? And this is obviously a one-step equation. When does sine of x equal positive 1? Okay, now this is a little different than the last few problems because you'll notice I'm looking at two different things. On the left, I'm looking for cosine. On the right, I'm looking for sine. Now, cosine is always the first coordinate. I'm looking for a 0 in the first coordinate position. I notice one right here, and I notice one right here. Okay, the angle measures that go with that would be pi over 2 and 3 of pi over 2. Okay, I'm also looking for positive 1 in the second position. Now, you'll notice here, the only place I see it up here is up at pi over 2, and that's already one of my answer sets. So I'm going to go ahead and done. I only have two positions or angle measures in radians on the unit circle that would produce these two values, and it's pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And that's my final answer.